The city's skeletal remains clawed at a bruised twilight sky as night began its slow, suffocating bleed over the desolate outskirts. Inside the hollowed-out shell of a convenience store, Elias moved like a ghost among ghosts, his every sense screaming in the oppressive silence. The air was thick with the stench of decay and dust, a perfume he'd grown grimly accustomed to. His fingers, grimy and trembling slightly, traced the outlines of canned goods on a rust-covered shelf. Each small treasure a victory against the gnawing hunger that was his constant companion. He worked methodically, his breath fogging in the cooling air, his focus absolute. This was the ritual of survival, a prayer offered up in the church of the abandoned. He was a scavenger, a rat in the ruins of a world that had forgotten the sun. A low, guttural moan echoed from the street, a sound that vibrated through the soles of his worn-out boots and up his spine. It was a chorus he knew too well, the hymn of the damned. He froze, his hand hovering over a can of cold beans. One became two, then a dozen, a shuffling, dragging symphony of the undead. Peeking through the filth-caked glass of the storefront, he saw them. A shambling congregation drawn by some unseen, unheard call. He ducked back into the shadows, his heart a frantic drum against his ribs. He had to move, but not a sound could be made. Every shadow was a sanctuary, every patch of darkness a potential reprieve. He slipped out the back, a phantom melting into the deeper gloom of an alley. His pack clutched tight to his chest as he navigated the maze of debris. The groans of the Horde, a constant, terrifying presence just beyond the veil of darkness. He moved with a practiced grace, a dancer in a macabre ballet, his feet finding purchase on broken concrete and shattered glass without a whisper. But the world was a minefield of forgotten things. His boot caught on a length of exposed rebar, sending a cascade of loose bricks clattering into a metal dumpster. The sound was a gunshot in the dead of night. The groaning symphony swelled, 100 heads snapping in his direction with an unnerving, synchronized motion. Their pace quickened, the slow shuffle becoming a ravenous, stumbling pursuit. Panic, cold and sharp, pierced his practiced calm. He broke into a desperate sprint, his lungs burning, the alleyways a blur of decaying brick and grasping shadows. The Horde was a relentless tide at his heels, their moans a promise of a horrifying end. He saw a darkened doorway, the entrance to a dilapidated apartment building, and threw his body against the rotting wood. It splintered open and he tumbled inside, slamming the heavy door shut just as the first of them slammed against it. Safe, for now. He scrambled up flights of stairs, the wood groaning under his weight, the thudding on the door below a terrifying metronome counting down his borrowed time. He found a room on the 3rd floor, its window a shattered maw overlooking the street. Leaning against the crumbling wall, he caught his breath, the adrenaline slowly ebbing away to leave a profound, bone-deep exhaustion in its wake. He peered through the broken pane of glass. Below the street was a river of the dead, a writhing, aimless mass of what used to be people. They swarmed around the building's entrance, their groans a constant, mindless lament. The moon cast a pale, ghostly light on the scene, illuminating the horrifying tableau. Elias watched them, his face a canvas of weariness, his eyes reflecting the cold, empty streetlights. He was alive, but he was an island in an ocean of death. His jaw tightened, a flicker of grim determination hardening his features. Another night, another narrow escape. The fight was not over, it was never over.